All right, back in the gym here, ready for match number 4 on the day. The Huskies will attack the Trojans from USC to take the Power Pool Championship. Either way, the Huskies will play at 2 o'clock. We haven't told the team nor the girls. I'm not sure if they're tracking, but your University of Washington Huskies have made the gold bracket. They've made the gold bracket after finishing 4th in the pool yesterday. Regardless of the result of this match, they'll play in gold. In other news, if they win the match, their opponent is TBD. If they lose the match, their opponent is UCLA-B, who has already earned their way into the gold bracket. Here we go, underway now, down the line. Clapper up, Spoladoro scrambles to get to it. Nelson free ball over. Look out, here come the Trojans, outside attack. Tip!
Spoladoro can't get to it. Point, Trojans. Number 14 to serve. 1-0. They lead. She goes down the line. Clapper's there. Spoladoro back to Cerasulo. Sends it over. Picked up by the Trojans. They're going to go right side. Big swing. Spoladoro with the dig. Scramble over are the Huskies. Now they're going to come strong side. Tip shot. Sent up high. Blazak helps over on 2. Into the campfire goes Cerasulo. Nice, gentle, easy. Taps it into the campfire for the score. She earns her way back to the service stripe. 1-1 here in set 1. Down the line. Good serve, good pass. Right side attack coming. Big swing. Cut shot is wide. Point Bruins. Cerasulo serving. Front row, we got Clapper, Nelson, and Eknes. Ace serve, Cerasulo. Off the deflection into the netting, separating courts 2 and 3. And it's a point. Huskies are up 3. Deep bench over there on the USC side with cheers. It'll be a loud, festive environment. Not coming back, not technically ace, but we're going to give credit for an ace to Cerasulo. Back-to-back aces. Cerasulo and the Huskies have rattled off 4 points in a row. Cerasulo, good serve again. No ace on this one. Strong side attack. Big swing blocked. Nelson picks it up. Cerasulo wants Eknes. She steps into it. It's blocked. Cerasulo is there. Gonzalez goes outside. Clapper blocked and sent back over by Clapper. Sent right back to us. Cerasulo wants Clapper. No block there. Not sure what the call is. The ref said net violation, number 4. She wants a discussion with, okay, we got a replay. Replay there. I think that the R1 stopped the point, not knowing what the R2 was saying. And after discussion, realized he shouldn't have stopped. And it's Cerasulo now serving again, 4-1. Cerasulo goes over. Free ball coming, and there it is. Who's there? Blazak. Cerasulo outside. Clapper into the block and down. It's a big middle there, number 8. Tall with long arms and a well-studied player because she is reading blocks well. Might want to try the line. We'll see. 2-4. USC sends it over. Gonzalez sits on it. Cerasulo's going to go outside. Eknes off the high hands. Oh boy. Oh boy. R2 says offensive net violation. Active officiating, you like to see that. You don't always like to see the team you just beat officiating. Blazak sends it up high. Gonzalez wants Eknes. Eknes puts it to the floor cleanly that time. No net there. Point Huskies. 5-3 the score as Clapper comes back to serve. Clapper with a 2-point lead. Up. Good strong serve, a little too strong. That thing was knuckling, just didn't drop. Floated long, and now USC again will look to tie things up here at 5. Libero back to serve for USC. Up and over. Clapper there sends it high. Serves Sulo to Eknes. Eknes goes cross court. It's wide. Point USC. We're knotted at 5. Libero serving. Can't read the number. Could be number 8. Could be, looks like number 9. Thank you to the spotter. That one floats just long. It was not long by much, but it was indeed long. And now Gonzalez. Libero 9 gives way to Libero 9 on the Husky side. Serving with a 1-point lead. Sends it over. Corkscrewing. Good pass and system. Middle attack. Tipped over. Good job of Steinke pulling it out of the net. And now Ye is going to give it a go. Blocked. Sarasula wants back row. Clapper looking for the 5. Found the 5.5. It was wide. Point USC. 6-6. USC puts up a devastating block. Be really important for the Huskies to move the ball around, make them move, and see how they react to that. Serving for USC, number 7 sends it over. Ye sends it up high. Sarasulo back to Ye. Tip. Covered. Now here comes USC. Strong side attack. A big swing is over the block. Clapper. Good dig. Swipe left to the floor. Point USC. USC now takes the lead 7-6. I think their first lead since 1-0. Number 3 to serve. Tough serve. Clapper. Perfect pass. Sarasulo quickly in the middle. Steinke off the net. Picked up by USC. Strong side attack. Rolled over. Ye is there, but it's over. Tipped. Scrambling are the Huskies. Ye is going to give it a go down the line. Nice dig. Chased into the bench area. Not coming back. And Ye scores down the line for the Huskies. And we're at 7-7. Set number 1. Spolodoro in to serve. She goes down the line. Good pass in system, running the slide, sent over. Clapper there. Spolodoro pushes back to Sarasulo. Nice dig in the USC back row. Tipped over. Sarasulo is there. Spolodoro pushes outside. Ye cross court. Libero's there. Sent over. Spolodoro back row. Clapper. Big swing. Not down. Nice dig by USC. Free ball coming. Sent over. Steinke. Spolodoro outside. Yay! Down to the floor. Good persistent offense out of the Huskies. They just kept coming and coming and coming. Unbelievable defense out of the Trojans. But the Huskies get that one. Again, a Big Ten battle here between UW and USC. Spolodoro down the line once again. Pass in system. Strong side attack. Off the block and to the floor. Point Trojans. 8-8. Heavyweight battle here on court 3. Back and forth we go. Watch giving me another warning about loud environment. It is indeed a loud environment. Very festive here in court 3. Number 10 sends it over. Gonzalez sends it up high. Spolodoro wants Ye. She steps into it off the high hands to the floor. Ye scores for the Huskies. She earns her way back to the service stripe. You can tell my camera's a little off center left because she's to our right. Sends it over. Good serve in system. Middle attack. Tipped over. Blocked by Steinke. Now they're going to go outside. Tip. Off the block and out of play. Good tooling of the block there by the Trojans. And they've knotted it up at 9. 9-9. Blazak in. Ye will get a break. And here come the Trojans. Boy, quickly. Blazak to Spoladoro. Outside, Clapper over the block to the floor. Clapper scores for the Huskies. Nice attack by Clapper. Now into serve. Or excuse me, serving Steinke. She's been in. Good serve. Sent up. Blocked there by Nelson. Good scramble by the Trojans to get it back. Steinke steps into it. Spoladoro with options outside. Clapper splits the block. What a dig. Back row attack coming. Blazak is there. Spoladoro, nope. Nelson over to Clapper. Off the net court to the floor. And the Huskies' persistence continues as they earn their 11th point. 11-9 the score. Steinke to serve. She's up, she goes down the line. Off the deflection, off the plexiglass, out of play. Ace serve, Addie Steinke. 12-9 now. Huskies regain a 3-point cushion. Steinke up, Steinke over. Nice pass in system, right side attack coming, tipped over. Sarasulo is there. Spoladoro steps into Clapper down the line to the floor. Clapper scores for the Huskies. And Steinke continues at the service stripe. 13-9 the score. Steinke down the line once again. Trouble into the scores table. Not coming back. Addie the Ace Steinke earns the 14th point and a 5-point cushion for the Huskies. Pacing Trojan fans to my right as the Huskies lead by 5. Steinke down the line. This one finds the net. A good service run by Steinke puts the Huskies on the 4-5 bubble. They lead by 4. Substitutions on the USC side. Number 14 is going to serve down 10-14 in set number 1 of this Power Pool Championship. Down the line she goes. Clapper goes down to get it. Spoladoro into the middle. Nelson off the block, off the net. Point Huskies. Great job turning the Trojans over right away. And now Eknes in. Spoladoro to get a break. That means Sarasulo back to serve, but not before a USC timeout. I'm going to step away, rest the voice a bit. Be back in 30 seconds.
Her deception is a new reality. Where she said to him, "While with me." How do you turn this off?
All right, back in action. Huge thank you to Sam McKay and the Easy Reels application. I had a short conversation with him, trying to figure out everything possible to keep the audio clean and going. Hopefully we remain that way. Sarasulo to serve. Sarasulo into the 6. Trouble! Ace serve, Sarasulo. That's the opposite of a coach's point. An ace serve out of a timeout. Opposing team timeout. We'll have to get a name for that one. It's 16-10 as Sarasulo goes short again into the 6. This one's over. Gonzalez is there with options. Clapper outside, splits the block, and scores. And just like we saw against UCLA, if the Huskies can get that set outside quickly, which we saw there, Clapper can split the block. Sarasulo, excellent set off, excellent serve, 17-10. Deep into the 6 this time, sent up high in system, strong side attack, big swing. Gonzalez, what a dig. Sarasulo is going to go back row. Blazak finds the libero on the Trojan side. Middle attack. Timing is off. They pop it over. Gonzalez is there. Sarasulo wants Eknes. Eknes cross court. Nice dig. Free ball coming. No, back row attack off the net and down on the Trojan side. Point Huskies. 18-10. Huskies lead off the strong serving of Sarasulo. Strong play all around, I should say, for the Huskies. Announcers curse there as Sarasulo finds the net cord. Point Trojans, good run. 18-11 your score. Huskies on top. Number 2 serving for USC. Here it comes into the 6. Gonzalez, great pass. Sarasulo quickly to Clapper. Into and down. Into the block and down. Point Huskies. Substitutions here. We got Ye coming in for Blazak. We got Herman Scholbe coming in for Clapper. She will serve. Great job of rotations here. Very long day as we're in our 4th match. Herman Scholbe. Good serve into the 6. Picked up. Strong side attack, but it's outside. Nice job to get it over. Gonzalez is there. Sarashula goes back to Nelson. Off the deflection to the floor. Chloe Nelson. Smart play there for the Huskies, and the Huskies have made their way to the red zone. 20-11 the score. Huskies on top. Herman Scholbe approaches, sends it over. Good serve. Good pass. Middle attack, look out. Trouble there. That was a called play for sure. You saw the big middle number 8 had already started her approach before the ball had gotten to the setter. Nice play by the Trojans to earn their 12th point. Libero serving number 9. Up and over. Nice pass. Back set to Eknes. Big time swing. What a dig. Back row attack into the net. And your Huskies living in the limelight once again. 21-12. With Gonzalez back to serve. Gonzalez up, she goes down the line. Libero there, a good pass in system, strong side attack through the block and down. Eknes was there. Somehow the greased leather squeezed between her arms, and it's 21-13 now. First set not done, number 3 to serve. She goes up, over, Ye is there, ball bouncing in. Thank you to the fans. Number 7, big kill. Steinke is going to go to Ye, into the block and down. A broken play there. Nice job by Herman Scholbe to get the ball up. It's coming straight to Steinke. Sarasulo couldn't get all the way across the court, so she set the ball to Ye, who terminated. 22-13 now. Spolodoro to serve. Spolodoro up into the 6. Picked up nicely in system, middle attack, tipped over. Herman Scholbe there. Spolodoro goes outside. Ye into the block, picked up by Gonzalez. Spolodoro quickly. No, dump! Setter dump. I thought she was setting the middle. It was a setter dump, and she scores into the campfire. 23-13. Huskies on top. Set number 1. Spolodoro to serve. Steps into it. Good strong serve in the 6. Ace serve! Spolodoro. The libero lunged to her left. She got a piece of it, but sent it into the back wall. And now Spolodoro on the hook for set number 1. Spolodoro, good strong serve. Nice pass. That's an overpass. And a net violation. Point and set number 1 to the Huskies. They take set number 1, 25-13. We will make our way to the other side. Ride along's been working so far. We'll keep it going. Chad Johnson music.
Let it cry, let it be. Last kiss for you and me. We'll turn the page, the winning's win. Heart of gold, heart of love. And to see it's all above. Well, the worst part gets better every day. feel the good one coming on in an old-fashioned country song with brown eyes singing all night long. What a guy, not a lie. You can't always get what you want, but you'll be proud every Saturday night. Mama tried, daddy lied. Old-fashioned country song with brown eyes singing all night long. Man on an old dirt road, Hank Williams, God rest his soul. Every road's a test to have a song. Was prison on a runaway train, never thought I could feel such pain. She rode a rescue ride along, oh, a lonesome song. I'm a lonesome song. All my friends, Mary Jane, last dance, well, it's all the same. Well, old red's creeping out of sight. Turn up the lights, turn on the tunes, Martin Ziller and a sonic boom. Well, honky tonk, women don't be cruel. Feel the good one coming on in an old-fashioned country song with brown eyes singing all night long. Man on an old dirt road, and Hank Williams, God rest his soul. Every road's a test to have a song. Was in prison on a runaway train, never thought I could feel such pain. And she rode a rescue ride along, oh, a lonesome song. I'm a lonesome song. God rest his soul. Every road's test to have a song. Was in prison on a runaway train, never thought I could feel such pain. Had your own rescue ride along. Had your own rescue ride along. Oh, I'm a lonesome song. Lonesome song. Lonesome song. Lonesome song.
All right, back here for set number 2. I believe our audio is jumbled again. Deepest apologies. Doing everything I can. Sarasula sends it over. Here comes the Trojans. Strong side attack. It's over. No touch called. Point. Huskies. They take first point, set number 2. Up 1-0. Sarasula goes into the 6th. Good passing system. Right side attack coming. Tip shot over. Nice job by the Trojans. Going with a precision shot over the block to the floor to even things up. 1 point apiece here, set number 2. Number 2 back to serve. 1-1 the score. Number 2 Blazak, nice pass quickly into the middle. Chloe Nelson sends it over. Libero there. Strong side attack. Big swing off the block down the line. Devastating blow there by number 15 from the Trojans. And they have a 2-1 advantage. Number 2 serving. 2 up, 2 over. Johnson there. Sarasulo pushes outside. And that's not going to work. El Sharkawi had to go outside to get it and couldn't put it in play. Point Trojans. And here they come once again. Number 2 sends it over. Johnson there. Trouble. Chloe Nelson helps. El Sharkawi, nice attack, but picked up by the Trojans. Back row free ball over. Sarasulo is there. Johnson sends it outside. Clapper steps into it off the neck cord, picked up by the Trojans. Outside to number 4, into and the block and down. And the Trojans, similar to set number 1, are having their way here early in set number 2. Big serve, finds the net. Good break for the Huskies. As Herman Scholbe back to serve. Just to our broadcast right. Spins the ball. Here's the approach. Sends it down the line. Good serve. Nice pass in system. Right side attack. Big swing off the high hands. Picked up by Sarashuli. Yay. Big attack. No block. Into the net. Point. Trojans. 5-2 now. Trojans lead. Libero, number 9, to serve for the Trojans. Here's the approach, sent over, tough one. Good scramble by the Huskies. Now the Trojans in system middle attack, blocked. Not coming back. Point to the Trojans. The Trojans have the Huskies on their heels today, or so far in set number 2. The Huskies need to get back to that set 1 mojo. 6-2 the score. Trojans early in 2. Yay sends it up. Sarasula goes back, and El Sharkawe hits the antenna. Point Trojans. Early timeout, I think a good one for the Huskies. I'm going to step aside for a moment. Rest my breath. All right, timeout over, back in action. Trojans to serve down the line. Herman Scholbe, nice pass. Ye's going to give it a go from the outside. It's long. Nothing working here for the Huskies in set number 2. Let's get this. We hear from the bench. Libero to serve. Cut shot. Wow! Looked like it was going to be wide. Landed right on the line. 9-2 the score. Libero still serving, number 9, up by 7. Johnson there. Sarashuli into the into the middle. Nelson makes good, finds the 4-5 seam, and scores, breaking the run. That's the good news. The bad news is the Trojans have tripled up the Huskies here in set 2. Let's see what Riley Johnson has to say about that. Johnson to serve. Rocket down the line, picked up nicely. Strong side attack right at us. It's long. No, it's not. It's in? Okay. It was in. Point Trojans. (10-3) the score. Up, over. Herman Scholbe sends it up high. Johnson chases it down. Free ball over Sarasulo. Middle attack coming. Pounds it off the net. Sarasulo gets a hand on it, but that's it. And it's 11-3 here in set number 2. Trojans having their way with the Huskies. And after a real good battle in set 1, Huskies reeling a bit here in 2. That's a great pass. Sarasulo goes outside. Yay, off the block and to the floor. Maybe that'll start something. Big swing earns the Huskies 4th point. Here comes number 4 to serve. Down 7, looking for some momentum. Spoladoro. Good serve, nice pass in system, strong side attack coming, look out. USC has got their timing down. That attacker was in the air almost before the set was launched. Great timing for the kill. This brings in number 10. Sent over, Herman Scholbe, nice pass. Spoladoro goes back to Ye down the line. Great kill by Ye down the right side line. She earns her way back to the service stripe. Down 7. Ye, good serve, good pass. Big swing, Spoladoro with the dig. Johnson's gonna go outside. It's Clapper, big block. Nice pickup by Spoladoro. Ye's gonna give Clapper another go. That one blocked too, but this time tooling of the block and scoring for the Huskies. Nice job by Clapper to swing away after the first one blocked and make good the second time. Huskies now down 6. Ye, good serve. Nice pass in system, middle attack, tipped over, blocked, sent up. Ye wants Clapper. Clapper's gonna free ball over. And now here come the Trojans outside. Off the high hands, Johnson gets a piece. Clapper can't get 2. Point to the Trojans. Disregard what you're seeing on the screen. We're incorrect. It's 13-6 in the room here. Clapper, Spoladoro outside of Clapper, off the block, picked up nicely. Back row attack coming, roll shot over. Johnson there, Spoladoro pushes outside. Clapper, big swing, picked up nicely on the Trojan side. Strong side attack, tip, and score. All right, we'll adjust our score. It's 14-6 on the big board. We're going to go with that. Clapper sends it up high. Spoladoro back to Clapper. Big swing, tools the block. Hang time by Clapper on that one. Tools the block and scores. Discrepancy between what we see in the gym and what we had on our end, but we always defer to the gym, and it's, again, Trojans doubling up the Huskies. Good serve by Steinke. In system, right side attack. Over everybody and out, no touch. Point. Point Huskies now 14-8. They trail. Steinke. Tough serve, finds the net cord. Falls on the Husky side. Point Trojans. 15-8, Trojans lead. Substitutions on the Trojan side. Back to serve number 14. Pounds the ball into the floor. Approach, sends it over. Clapper goes down to get it. Spoladoro goes back to Sarasulo. Off the block and down. Sarasulo tools the block on the right side. Point to the Huskies. Sarasulo earns her way back to the service stripe as El Sharkawi checks in the front row. Sarasulo down the line. Good pass in system. Strong side attack coming. Big swing off the block, off the antenna. Point Trojans. El Sharkawi was there. Big time swing off her block into the antenna. 16-9, Huskies trailing. Number 2 to serve, sends it over, way over. And a point, Huskies. Dual substitutions here. This is Herman Scholbe checks in, she'll serve. Ye checks in, she'll take the front row. Clapper and Blazek will get a break. Huskies now in double digits, still down 6 as number 6 sends it into zone 6. back row attack there, set one up, tried to bring it back, but it went over the net. Point Huskies, and the Huskies now down 5. It's just a handful. Battling back are the Huskies and Herman Scholbe. She goes down the line again. Good corkscrew serve. Great pass and system. Strong side attack. Blocked by Nelson. Just a volleyball wide. Point Trojans. That's unfortunate. Nelson there. Got it back over. Just wide. And now the Trojans, libero number 9, serving with a 6-point advantage. 17-11. Johnson there. Perfect pass. Outside to Ye. Blocked, but nice job Johnson picking it up. Herman Scholbe blocked all the way to the back row. Solid contact on that block. And the Trojans cruising here in set number 2, up 18-11. Timeout Huskies to talk it over. Trojans looking like a much different team here in set number 2 than they did in set number 1. Huskies gathered around, talking it over, trying to figure out what they can do differently to avoid a third set. (18-11) Trojans lead. Libero number 9 serving. Ye, Johnson, Herman Scholbe await the serve. Coach's point there. Net serve gives the ball back to the Huskies. And Riley Johnson. See if she can work a little magic here. She's had some aces earlier in this tournament. Let's see if we can recapture the magic. She goes down the line. Just wide. Boy, that was about to fall. Corkscrewed to our right. Point Trojans. Good aggressive serve. Thought it was going to drop in. 12-19. Huskies down. Number 3 in to serve. Sends it over. Ye is there. Sarasulo is going to go back to El Sharkawi, and she is stuff blocked by 2 long arms of number 15 on the Trojan side. Number 3 now serves with a 20-12 lead. Johnson sent over by Sarah Scholbe. Shot over the block, falls in the court, and everything working here for the Trojans as they are cruising through set number 2. 9-point advantage. Your Huskies trail 12-21. Good serve. Ye is going to bring it back. Sarasulo with a good attack. Now the Trojans are going to come strong side. What a dig by Ye, and sent over by the Huskies. Middle attack tipped over. Sarasulo goes down. On her knees plays it, and Ye free ball over. Let's reset, Huskies. Here we go. Middle attack blocked by Steinke. Nice job on the Trojan side. Left side attack blocked by the Huskies and punched over. Huskies turn. Sarasulo outside. Ye blocked, picked out by Johnson. Sarasulo back to Herman Scholbe, sent over. Good rally here. We're playing on, and there's a strong side attack into the net, and the Huskies go crazy. Good battle there. That was a fun point to watch. Huskies come out on top. That's the good news. Unfortunately, they trail by 8. Spolidoro into serve. Good serve, good pass and system. Strong side attack, sent over. Johnson there. Spolidoro outside to Ye. Into the block and down. Point Huskies. Good tool of the block there by Ye on the left side. And the Huskies earn their 14th point. We're watching a football game here. They trail trail 14-21. Touchdown and extra point away from tying this thing. Spoladoro goes deep. Too deep. Point Trojans. Looking for the baseline, just missed it. And the Trojans now 3 points away from sending this to a third set. Number 10 to serve. And here she comes. Good serve. Johnson there. Great pass. Spoladoro goes back to Ye. Blocked. Nice pickup by Steinke. No second contact. Point Trojans, and it's 23-14. Number 10 to serve. Sends it over. Herman Scholbe, great pass. Spoladoro pushes outside. Sarasulo with the attack. Trojans send it over free. Johnson is there. Spoladoro runs it back to Ye. Tipped over, picked up by the libero. Outside, look out, big swing. Picked up by Sarasulo. Spoladoro, back row. Herman Scholbe going for the corner. Misses wide. Point Trojans. Trojans 24, Huskies 14. Don't count it over yet. I was at a match in Denver where we trailed 14-24 and rattled off 12 straight. Short serve, Herman Scholbe there. Spoladoro pushes outside. Scholbe down. Sarasulo down the line, scores, and that's how it starts. Now it's on the back of Ye as she strolls back to the service stripe. She needs 9 to tie. It can happen. Ye up. Ye over. Out of system. Free ball coming. Here we go. Ye is there. Spoladoro with options. Outside. Clapper off the block and to the floor. Clapper moved inside. Tooled the block to the left. And now it was 8. 8 points away from tying this up. Ye back to serve. Sent over. Picked up. Strong side attack. Tipped over. Spoladoro gets to it. Scrambling are the Huskies and they get it over. D up. Middle attack. Double block! Steinke! Clapper. Double block. Scoring for the Huskies. And then they're 7 points away. Ye continuing at the service stripe. Great job by the Huskies. Good hustle on defense. Ye. Good serve. Ace serve, Cat Ye. And now it's a 6-point deficit, and USC wants to talk it over. Timeout Trojans. As your Huskies, with their backs against the wall, are fighting with everything they have. Super important fight here, if for no other reason. You're picking up momentum going into 3. But we're not there yet. 6 points away. I mentioned I'd seen this in Denver. We were there for a club tournament. And we were down 24-14. Somehow, some way, we ran off 12 points in a row to take the set. 26-24. Ye, ready to go. There's the signal for ready. Ye, good serve. Out of system. Block by Sarasulo for the Husky kill. And now they're 5 away. Single hand, counted on a single hand. Can we take off the thumb? Ye. Good serve. Good pass in system. Look out, middle attack. Tipped over, blocked back. Strong side attack, big swing. Ye with the dig. Spoladoro goes up to get it. Clapper two-hander into the corner, picked up by the Trojans. Outside, strong attack, tip shot, score for the Trojans. And the 25th point earned by the Trojans. Second set in the books. Point and set to the Trojans. 25-19 the final. And we're just gonna rest here for a little bit. Be back with you in 3 minutes. I'm gonna unplug everything and see if I can get the audio reset. Now we're back online. Sorry, I was talking to nobody. Trying to figure out the audio here. 4-2, Huskies lead. Gonzalez sends it over. Good pass and system. Right side attack coming. Big swing down the line. Gonzalez with the dig. Cerasulo is going to go outside. Eknes tip. Covered by the Trojans. Libero is going to go outside. Strong side attacks. Splits the block and comes right back at us. Point to the Trojans. Huskies 4, Trojans 3, set number 3. Winner gets Santa Clara. Loser gets UCLA-B. Off of Clapper, out of play. Ace serve Trojans. 4-4 now the score. Did everything I could to fix the audio. It doesn't look like I'm there. Apologies. You're going to have to put up with Kermit the Frog. 4-4 the score. Clapper sends it up high. Cerasulo wants El Shorkawi on the right side. Nice pickup by the Trojans. Big swing down the line. That left side attack has been tooling our block frequently in this match. It's a point Trojans. Oh, we got a discussion. Not sure what we saw. We got a touch off the antenna. Yeah, I think this is going to be Trojan point. I think they're just talking through what they saw. It's definitely touched at the net by El Shorkawi. The R1 just wants to make sure. I'm sure they'll get this one right. I think the R1 is trying to figure out, did the ball hit the antenna first on the attack, or did it hit off the block? My view had it off the block, which would be a Trojan point. But we want to ensure we get the right answer here. It's possible I'm wrong as well. The R2 is standing right there, and the lines judge has a good view, so it's possible that the attack hit the antenna and then it went off of El Shorkawi's. Oh, and that's what they're ruling. They are saying the attack hit the antenna and then it went off El Shorkawi into the floor. So I don't know if we can call that a break. Good job by the officiating crew to get that call right. And Spoladoro now into serve with a 1-point lead. Spoladoro up, she goes into the 1. Good pass and system, strong side attack. That's off the high hands. Gonzalez swoops in to take it. Spoladoro wants Clapper in the back row. She lets her rip, but finds the net. Point Trojans. 5-5, both teams a third of the way there. Number 10 to serve for the Trojans. Up and over. Clapper there, good pass. Spoladoro outside. Cerasulo stuck blocked by the Trojans. Point Trojans, 6-5 they lead in set 3. Remember, as we get to 8, we're going to be switching sides. We're going to do it in a hurry. Here comes a serve. It's over. Clapper off the deflection. Not a play. Point Trojans having some success here. Up now 7-5. Encouragement all around on the Husky side. Trojans number 10 serving. This is going to go same spot. Sent up high. Gonzalez to Cerasulo, but sends her into the ref stand. Great job, Cerasulo keeping it play. Blocked by Steinke to the floor. Steinke isolation block on the big middle. Puts it to the floor. Good thing, because Cerasulo was nearly in the roughing stand. Now Eknes back to serve. Eknes up. She goes down the line. Good serve. Sent up nicely. Strong side attack coming. Big swing off the deflection. Eknes sends it over. Swipe at the net. Won by USC. No second contact. And we're on the move. All right, we're back. Dogs down 2 at the switch. Extended switch here. It's nice they didn't have to run. Trojans serving up 2. 8-6 the score. Number 1 sends it over. Gonzalez there. Nice pass. Spalero with options. Outside to Clapper. Off the deflection into the bench area. Clapper, strong attack. Works for the Huskies. And Steinke sends it over down the line. Good serve. Nice pass. Middle attack. Blocked by Nelson. Scrambling are the Trojans. Free ball over. Blazek. Spoladoro outside. Clapper. Tip deep corner. What a shot. Clapper. Smart shot into the corner. Scores for the Huskies. Steinke back to serve. Sends it over. Good pass and system. Right side attack. Block there. Off the block. No second contact. Point. Point to the Trojans. (9-8) Trojans lead. Number 14 to serve. Up, down the line. Clapper there. Spoladoro return to center. Down the line, to the floor. Clapper scores for the Huskies, and we're knotted up at 9. What was once a race to 15 is now a race to 6. Sirasulo to serve. That brings El Sharkawi in the front row. Good serve, good pass and system. Outside attack. Roll shot over. Nice job by the Huskies to send it back. Here come the Trojans once again. Strong side again. Bigger swing. Picked up by Sirasulo. Gonzalez outside. Clapper. Block! Trojans. Big swing by Clapper. Stuff block Trojans. They win the race to double digits. (10-9). Number 2 to serve with a 1-point lead, racing to 15. Sent over. Gonzalez goes on to get it. Sirasulo can't get to the second contact. Point. Trojans. Timeout Huskies. They want to talk it over. And we'll step aside for a moment.
We've all been here before. Make a clean break, heaven sent. Never know love without a little hate.
All right, 11-9, Trojans in front. Decisive set number 3, sent over and in. A serve right out of the timeout. Point Trojans. Now they have a 3-point lead and only need 3 to close this one out. Confidence abound on the Trojan side. Gonzalez gets on this one. Sirasulo goes outside. Left-handed punch over by El Shakarawi. Picked up by the Trojans. Sirasulo into the middle. Nelson down hard. Not done yet, but it does find the floor. Point to the Huskies. The Huskies now trail by 2. Clapper back to serve. Clapper up, Clapper over. Good serve. A little bit out of system. Strong side attack. Shot over. Gonzalez is there. Sirasulo chases it down. Clapper free ball in the back row. And here come the Trojans once again. Right side attack. Down the line. Tool the block. Score. (13-10) now. Trojans lead by 3, only needing 2. Libero back to serve. Huskies obviously need a stop. Clapper sends it up. Sirasulo wants El Shikari, and she is good off the block, scoring for the Huskies. And that brings Gonzalez back to serve, trailing by 2, 11-13. Gonzalez into the 6. Good pass, in system, strong side attack. Big swing! Blocked out of bounds. El Shikari was there. I don't think that cleared the net, but El Shikari definitely reacted like she got a piece of it. And here we go, backs against the wall. Number 3 serving for set 3 and the match for USC. There's the serve, it's over. Clapper there, Sarasulo with options, over to Eknes. Big swing off the block to the floor. Kill for the Huskies. El Shakar, we get a break. Spoladoro into serve. Her back is still against the wall. She needs 2 to tie. Spoladoro, short serve, picked up nicely. Look out, strong side attack. Big swing off the block. Gonzalez picks it up. Spoladoro to Eknes, off the block, off the antenna. That's a kill for the Huskies. And now Spoladoro needs 1 more to tie this thing up. 13-14. Spoladoro locks in, sends it deep, passed up, strong side attack, tipped over. Spoladoro goes down to get it, send it back over. Here come the Trojans again. Down the line, out, no touch, overtime, 14-14. Volleyball's version of overtime. Spoladoro at the service stripe. There's the signal for ready. We'll go to tennis scoring. We're at deuce. Spoladoro down the line. Good pass in system. Free ball over. Clapper there. Spoladoro back to Sarasulo. Into the block. Picks it up. Spoladoro outside. Eknes tip into the corner. Picked up by the Trojans. Strong side attack coming down the line. Spoladoro covers the face. Pounds the ball into the floor. And now the Trojans with their second, check that, third, maybe even 4th match point. I think we were down 14-11. This will be their 4th match point. Number 10 to serve, sends it over. It's played by Clapper. And wow, the Huskies somehow recover. Here come the Trojans. Outside attack, down the line, hits Spoladoro on the face. Point and set to the Trojans. What a battle. Overtime victory for the Trojans, 16-14. Here's the story. The Huskies will get a match off and will play in the gold bracket. We'll see UCLA B, same team we started this tournament with. Both teams started playing each other. One team will finish playing each other. But we are going to step aside. We've got work to do with charging. We will be back in about an hour with Huskies, UCLA in the gold bracket. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to Sam McKay and the Easy Reels application. Thank you to executive producer Kara Spoladoro on the scoreboard. You've been watching University of Washington volleyball here at San Jose State University. Hope you're having a good time. We'll see you shortly.